And we definitely, I mean, even though you talked about the price of asphalt last year, yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe that skewed the numbers in regards to what our cost overruns were, but we definitely need asphalt on the pavement.
Brian, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but did you say the other night that you had the price locked in at what it is now for about a week or two?
The price with the 239, the contractor had agreed to maintain that price
Right.
through the 10th.
So if we go longer than that time period, that price could go up. So are you aware of that, Mr. Gibbs?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay. Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
Ted, did you want to make any more? I mean, I don't know if you were going to make another additional comment to that, or your segue to you.
It just boils down to whether or not we're going to get any additional assistance through NOAC or the stimulus monies. My options, if we don't, are to issue notes or bonds, or possibly contacting the people that run the state infrastructure bank loan program and possibly raising that amount. We've already have a loan through them for this project for, I believe it's $2.5 million, so that's maybe a possibility, but those are really the only two funding mechanisms that I will have available to us is to issue shorter long-term debt or possibly have the infrastructure bank loan increased. But it all hinges on whether or not we get additional funding through NOACA or other sources.
Through you, Mr. Chair. Ted, have you heard anything more from the SIB or MUCAN?
No,
I have communicated with the SIB and I'm waiting for their final reply. She did send me initial email asking me for some information, and I did send that information, and I'm just waiting for their response.
And again, I'm not writing any checks for this project as of yet until the ODOT pot of money runs out and the SIB loan proceeds and what have you is when I will have to start writing checks. So that won't be until those pots of money are cleared out.
Through you, Mr. Chair, can you tell us where are we at as far as completion of the project? What percentage are we at?
We're roughly 75% complete, 76% complete right now. As it stands right now, we'll be finishing up in the late fall with all of the signal work and all the lighting work. It'll be some of the last things that are completed.
Okay.
Mr. Callahan?
Mr. Chairman, through you, to either Brian or Mr. Baker, would you consider these change orders critical to the project?
I would say that the change orders are critical to the completion of the project.
Critical to the completion of the project.
Ultimately, the slope stabilization, that area, and I'm not going to say it's going to fail tomorrow or it's going to fail next month. I'm not saying that. But ultimately, you will lose the pavement in that shoulder area over the next 6 months, year, 2 years. It just depends on how much flooding you have down below, because the toe of that bank is the river. And as the river comes through with the different flooding, it's going to slowly weaken it, and you're going to lose that slope. It's just a matter of time. And there's about 100 feet, 130 feet through there that ultimately will be lost and start eroding the shoulder itself, the asphalt shoulder itself. Right now, it's not at that point, but it's right at the guardrail right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, committee members have any other questions? Okay, Mr. Krischer?
Yeah, I was just through the chair. I work construction myself, and how long ago was our quote on the stabilization program? Because I know a lot of things lately been going back to bid because it's very, very competitive out there, and there's a lack of work. So I was wondering maybe if we should go back to bid, and I mean, they do it all the time. And
we received the quote. The final quotes came in basically in mid-May. So those are recent quotes, and that's why there was a finite period of time that they would hold their price.
you said you got 3 quotes. I mean,
the Shelley Company, which is the prime contractor on the job, went and solicited 3 different subcontractors to do the stabilization work, the drill shafts and the concrete lagging walls on the stabilization portion of it.
So when you guys advertise for bid, you guys put, is it like a,
It's not an ad, because it's
It's not
a job,
advertised.
it's already under contract. You know,
Mhm.
one of the things that you can do is actually just sit down and say, go get a quote, and then we'll negotiate the price. In this case, because of the magnitude of it, I requested that they go and get quotes from 3 different contractors so that we had something to compare it against versus just asking them to give me their best price. And then that way they presented the prices so I could take a look at it and see, are we getting the best price for the significant amount of extra work that was there.
okay, all right, thank you.
And actually, they solicited 4 and got 3 back.
Chairman, as far as the work itself, stabilization, I would say it is very critical in a sense that we are very close to getting completion. It might affect your completion time and also the schedule. Now, to give you a little bit information on this particular slope stabilization work, we actually been working on this for probably more than 6 months. It has gone through ODOT, it has gone to Federal Highway. Everybody has done their review and process. So it's not like we are buying Cadillac or something which is not required for this project. The project cost apparently, when Federal Highway and ODOT, when they approve this kind of work, they approve that for as a project eligible cost, which means whatever share, whatever funding is available, that share goes to that work. So what I'm saying is, it's been looked at by different agencies and at different levels. It's not just what I'm telling you or Brian telling you or whatever. It has been looked at the different. It is required. It is essential part of this project, particularly slope stabilization. Now you can probably come back and take a look at other items of work. I don't have a problem with that. Whatever you want me to do, I'll bring all the information. Council has every right to decide what they want to do with other items of work or whatever. But I would strongly suggest that we not stop this particular item of work because it is a kind of, I wouldn't say emergency, but it's very necessity to this project at this time. If we don't do this sooner or later, we had to do it. It's going to cost us more if we don't do it today. It has to be done. There's no escape from this, not doing this.
Thank you, Mr. Mogi.
Mr. Chairman, through you. I have a couple of questions. As I understand it, Mr. Mogi, that is there the potential that if we do nothing on this slope, that the roadway that runs along that area, and I think Mr. Bryan was talking about the shoulder, and I take it he's talking about the asphalt part of the shoulder, is there a possibility that the roadway itself in that area could, in effect, start to collapse and therefore go down, and then we would have this effect?
Yes, sooner or later, yes, because you have seen that on Ford Road, you have seen that on Gulf Road. Sooner or later, it starts coming towards roadway. Once it gets your shoulder, it's going to start getting, pulling out that dirt from below.
That could then cause the actual roadway and the base of the roadway to start
falling
going
apart.
down, collapsing,
Correct.
and then you'd have to go back in and rebuild the roadway, and you'd have to rebuild and do the slope stabilization.
That's what I'm saying. You still have to do the slope stabilization.
Okay.
Or something.
One other question. Was CT advised prior to finalizing the plans that there was a problem out there?
Yes.
And what did they do about that?
Well, they did look at it and they came up with this, whatever plans they submitted.
Well, that's after the whole thing got started, right?
No, even before.
So you mean even before the road project was even bid,
Yes.
there was CT looked and came up with something to do regarding this slope?
We just replaced the drainage pipe.
And
Destroyed